Hello, today we will be discussing the trailer that was released recently. So if you didn't know, yesterday at E3, the Star Wars people announced that there's gonna be a ninth Star Wars movie. It is directed by J.J. Abrams like the other one that he directed. At the Nintendo Direct yesterday, they were talking and then they released a trailer to show people what the movie's gonna be about. I'm gonna watch the trailer and then break down everything in the trailer that you might not have noticed because there are some pretty obscure references that are like in the comics and stuff. This part with Rey breathing reminds me of the time that Rey was breathing in that other trailer. Okay, so right away we see Rey standing in a desert. Now there are 3 desert planets that exist. Dantooine, Jakku, and that one from Rogue One that I forget what it's called. But based on the fact that there are bushes on this one, I don't know which one it is. I think it's probably Tatooine because that's the one where Luke is from. In this shot, we see that Rey has a new costume. We thought that she would be wearing the one from the last movie, but actually I think she's wearing the one from the other one directed by Jay. So right here we see that Rey has a lightsaber, but what's weird is, remember how it died in the last movie? Did she fix it? Is it a new one? I don't know, we'll have to wait and find out.
1,000 generations live in you now.
That voiceover line by Luke is actually a reference to the video game called Knights of the Old Republic, where we found out that the Jedi actually started like 1,000 generations ago. But he says that they all live in Rey now, so maybe Rey will be able to talk to all the old Jedi, kind of like in Avatar when he talks to the old Avatars. In case you don't understand what this line here is supposed to mean, each of the trilogies has been one of the generations of Skywalker. Like in the prequels, it was Anakin. In the original, it was his son Luke. So if this is the Skywalker saga, who's the chosen one for this generation? Because all the Skywalkers died. Unless you count Leia, but I don't because she can't use the Force. This shot of sand is a reference to Anakin's famous line in the prequels, where he talks about how he used to see a lot of sand. Okay, so that thing was moving really fast, but if you missed it, it was actually a plane, like the one that Darth Vader was using at the Death Star fight in Episode 1. Rey looks really angry here. Whose gloves are those? The only person that we've seen wear black gloves is Darth Vader, but he died in Revenge of the Jedi. So how is he back? My friend says that Rey is running weird here, but it's kind of like that part in the other trailer where she was running the same way. So I'm not sure, but my other friend says this is a reference to the Spider-Man comics, when he jumps over a train or something, and it kind of looks like that. If you don't know what planet this is right here, it's actually the planet that they went to in Rogue One when it was raining and they had to go blow up that mountain. Right here we see Kyle Ram. We didn't know what happened to him after the last movie, but now he looks pretty cool in this red forest that looks like he went back to the Starkiller base planet, because that's where there's a forest that kind of looks like this. Also, that dude he just threw on the ground is, I think it's one of the Knights of Ren. They're like his servants or something, so I don't know why he's attacking that guy. That's actually Darth Vader's helmet right there. The last time we saw it was in Episode 7, and it looked pretty broken and burnt, so that's probably why they're fixing it now. So right here we see Finn and Poe standing on a rock, so now we know that Finn is going to wake up from the coma that he was in at the end of the last movie. Here's BB-8 and some guy who looks kind of like a Star Wars version of that lamp from Pixar, so it's probably a reference to how Star Wars and Pixar are both owned by Disney. This guy looks pretty cool. If you don't recognize him, he's actually that guy who was Han's friend in Solo: A Star Wars, and he's back now, so that's pretty cool that Disney is incorporating the standalone movies into the main ones. This part right here looks kind of like where Anakin went to go-kart racing in that one movie. So this metal right here is actually the metal that Han had hanging up in the cockpit of the Falcon in the first Star Wars movie. If you remember, Luke gave it to Leia at the end of the last one.
We'll always be with you.
Right here we see that there's a big thing in the middle of the ocean, and if you ask me, I think this scene is probably on Alderaan, because that's where they blew up the Death Star, so it makes sense that part of it could have ended up on the planet. So that laughing right there is kind of up for debate. A lot of people think it's the Emperor, but he died before, and he sounded different in the other movies. So I think it's probably Luke laughing, and it's a reference to that the guy who plays Luke also played the Joker from Batman one time, and the Joker likes to laugh a lot. And then it was the part of the trailer that everyone at Comic-Con was waiting for, the title reveal. A lot of people thought that it would be a lot of different things. Like one show, they predicted it would be about Yoda, and in another one, someone thought it would be about balance or the Force or something. But here's what they actually named it. Now, I have a lot of speculation on what that title actually means.